tonight because the school board was going to be discussing the RSD. And we thought that it was time that we as an organization representing the teachers and the school employees of this district speak out. The district has a number of plans before them that we've heard them discuss. We've heard from different community leaders. We've heard from the district, and tonight we'll be supposedly hearing from the RSD. We think that the district has some plans that we wanted to share with them that are viable, that they should consider. In those plans, we know that they're looking at the RSD. Our plans would tell you that the RSD is not the choice that we need to be making for our boys and girls. We can't even call it a guinea pig or an experiment because we have evidence to support the RSD is not a way that our students should be treated or our community should be treated, and that academically they have not demonstrated success. So it would be dangerous not only for the children academically but for our community. And I think throughout the state, we're seeing people that are beginning to tell the RSD, no, 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 and no. And that comes from children, and that comes from the community, and that comes from the teachers and school employees. What we would like to tell the district, they have things already that they have demonstrated successfully in this district and throughout the nation. One of those are K-8 plans. A K-8 is a kindergarten through 8th grade. We have those in our district right now. They're some of our most successful examples. These are children that start in kindergarten and stay in that school system until they're in the 8th grade. We have seen demonstrated success not only here in this district, but there's research that supports it nationwide. The children that make that transition from elementary to middle school do far better in a K-8 than they do in going from an elementary school to a middle school. And it's important to make a distinction. K-8 is elementary up. We're not talking about high school down. We do not see the demonstrated success in those models. And also, a K-8 is important to a community because the community all over can draw to that K-8. So we ask the district to do what they've already done well. We have a number of them here, and they're good models, and they're good examples to replicate, and we ask the district to do that. We additionally ask the district to look at magnets. Those are something that we, as an urban district, have done well. We keep over 90% of our students in this urban district in our public schools, and we're going to tell you that's based on magnets. Many people would tell you, let the magnets go away. We tell you just the opposite. In terms of diversity, in terms of choice, in terms of being able to integrate children of all economic classes into a school setting, nothing does it better than a magnet. How do we know this? The data supports it. Additionally, if you look at the fact that even the Magnolia School, the lead that we lost in this district with the Magnolia, and those were people that were looking for a viable magnet choice. We would tell our board members, instead of complaining, to be concerned about their neighborhood school competing with the magnet, that they should have a viable magnet program in every single district, and then compete district by district by district. We think this is a successful model they should replicate. Further, we believe the district should look at professional development plans that work. You don't have to look far to find one of those. In DeSoto Parish, they have the TAP plan, teacher advancement plan, in every single school. This is embedded professional development. It's good for new teachers. It's good for veteran teachers. It has master and mentor teachers that work with the teacher day by day by day, class by class by class, to make sure that we are providing our students with the most up-to-date, most supportive academic environment that we can, and that our teachers supported in that endeavor. We additionally believe that we should look at something else that our neighbors to the south did, and that's called a pre-K program. That pre-K program should be a wraparound program. That pre-K program should be for every single student in this district that has the opportunity to come and compete. When we talk about dropouts, dropouts don't start in high school. Dropouts start at the very beginning, when a child enters a school and they're not prepared to compete with their cohorts. That's when we know. We want our children to have the opportunity of a pre-K program with a wraparound services for those children that need that academic support. That's what we believe is extremely important for our children. Look again to the south. They have that in every school. They've had it for 10 years. And we have seen demonstrated academic growth. Here in this district, when we see pre-K programs, when we see TAP programs, We have demonstrated academic growth. Finally, we believe that if you ask a parent, and there's data to support it, what is the most important thing? The most important thing to them in choosing a school for their child. They want their child to be safe. That's the most important thing. They want there to be disciplinary codes of conduct. They want our children to understand that we care enough about you to ask you to behave yourself so that we can have learning and teaching going on. We believe that it's important to communicate to every child in this district county board area that regardless of where you go, whether it be a job, whether it be the military, whether it be college, you're going to always have somebody in a supervisory position, and that you need to know how to conduct yourself. And that if we don't communicate those to children, we are creating a culture of failure. We think that parents want disciplinary codes of conduct. We think the research supports that, and they want academic standards. They want to know that their child is getting the most up-to-date curriculum, regardless of what threshold they cross, regardless of where it is in the city, regardless of the community, regardless of the status of the school. They want the most updated academics our children and the resources our children need and deserve. The last thing we should say is, and this is to the Caddo Parish School Board, we know that the things that we've told you cost. We know they cost. But this district, these people, have had a very long history of supporting this public school system. As I said, over 90% of their children attend our schools. We want this school board to take the bags off their heads and go to the community and ask for their participation. And there's a lot of ways that you can participate, and certainly one of those is economically. We want this board to do that and to quit avoiding asking the public for help, because that's what this board has demonstrated. And that's what we want them to do. We want them to go to the public, and we want them to listen to their public, and we want them to ask that public support. We want them to ask, just ask. Any questions?
You said you had some things from students who wrote in. What are some of the things the students
This
say?
is our Reclaim Caddo Safe Fair Park, and I just did a selection. We have hundreds upon hundreds of these that we've gone through, and we pulled a selection of these that we felt best demonstrated how these children feel about their school, because they identify so much with their school, their park. The community identifies with Fair Park, and these students identify with Fair Park. This is what they know. One student says, "Don't shut Fair Park down. This is my school. Don't do it. This is my school. Don't do it." Fair Park is improving and coming up with our school. Do not close Fair Park High School. Basketball. Don't close Fair Park. Why did I pick that one? Because when you think about going to school, all the things that you think about going to school, yes, there's the reading, the writing, and the arithmetic, but there's all the other things that make school worthwhile to children, that make them come to school every day, that keep them from being dropouts, and certainly sports are one of those. Do we have any way of knowing if the RSD would take that school if there would even be a basketball program any longer? We have no confidence in that whatsoever. Fair Park is really a good school. They have a wonderful nursing class, and no other school has that. A nursing class. And we actually have people that come out of that nursing program ready to enter the work environment. Incredibly important to this community. And I love this one. They can't end the Indians. And this is from a child's heart. And I think that and I encourage the community, and I encourage this school board to listen to what their students are telling them, and listen to the community. Other districts throughout the state have told the RSD, no, we don't want you to take over our school. We've seen what's happened here since 2009, and it has not been pretty. Those schools have not come back to us, and we have not seen any significant academic performance. We saw a blip this year, but since 2009, those schools have consistently remained in a failed state. East Baton Rouge recently told the Bessie and the RSD, we don't want you in our school, and Bessie said, we won't take your free school. I think that's the message we want to take to these people in here. You have the ability. You have the power. music.
One of the school board members said today that, everybody's kind of in the plan to say that we should like the teachers and we should leave them alone. What do you think about that?
Well, I think a lot of the things that I've said, that's exactly what it is. We talk about the programs that we know that we already do well in this district, the K-8s, the magnets. We know that we have disciplinary codes of conduct. We know what academic standards are. Those are things that we're already doing that we just need to do more of. There's things that we think that we as a district could do and could bring into the district that would enhance the teaching and learning in terms of the TAP program, teacher advancement program, that we did that in a couple of our schools that we saw. We only could do it in a few schools because of money. Again, money. The ruler. And in those schools, we saw those come out of the academic unacceptable status. And we know that other districts have done that and have been willing to make an investment, and they've seen a return on their investment. That's what it's all about, the boys and girls, and making sure that they are successful. And the other thing that we consistently say is that our children should have the ability to get a pre-K program in every single school, because that's where children fail. We spend tons of money, millions of dollars in high school. Those millions of dollars would be better spent for our elementary students, for those pre-K students, because whenever the data would support that, you're going to see a child fail in their K, in their kindergarten, or their first grade. That's when you'll see them fail. Typically, when they hit high stakes testing in that fourth grade year, you'll see another failure. You have created a dropout. We want to get on the front end of this for pre-K programs across the board and wraparound services for those children that are at risk. We believe that if the district would be willing to invest in that and ask the public to invest in that in this community, which they've always done it, that we would really do some things that I think it's a great district anyway, but it would even take that district beyond that. Well, yeah, I think I said that, but let me say it again. These children with this petition are telling you they will not go. In this petition, that if they change this to an RSD charter, they will not go to Fair Park. That's what we're hearing from our students. Their parents are telling us they will not go to Fair Park if it's changed to RSD. All we ask is for this board to listen. Sure.